mentioned, when I finished my PhD, the first thing that I was faced with is, okay, so what can I do apart from working in the lab? What are the other things that I can do? I already knew that I really liked writing about science. I liked speaking about science. I liked generally letting other people know what it is that I'm doing, what it is that science is doing. I got engaged in all kinds of controversial discussions, such as, I don't know, should we vaccinate our children? Should we not? And so on and so on. So I began thinking, okay, so what can I actually do? Where can I work? And here is what happened. I realized that when you work in the lab, your career progression is very, very similar, very simple. You have your research, right? You can finish your bachelor's, you can go for master's, you can do a PhD. After that, you can do a postdoc, you can become a professor. It's very linear, it's very clear. But once you leave the academic world, once you leave the university, you're faced with this question, okay, what's out there and actually where do I fit in? So I want to start by giving you a very, very general kind of structure of a company. And I'm trying to focus here on biotech companies and how they work so that you can see all the different departments within a company and generally where would the jobs that you're thinking of actually fit. So a company is usually structured in a way that there is the CEO or president, which is kind of a little bit like the group leader in the lab. And there is the whole legal department, which works with that person that we will not be looking at. And then you have different departments, which are all reporting to the CEO. So one department obviously is research in development, and this is probably the most known part of biotech, so I won't focus on it today. And generally, I didn't even put the breakdown here because research and development is all of the lab work and research and discovery that you do, except it is done within the framework of something applicable. Now, you have other departments. So one is administration, of course, that's also quite easy because this is all your human resources, administration. These are the people you will meet when you come to the job, you get your laptop, you get your orientation, perhaps you get some trainings. So all of this is the admin work. Then there is a department that's responsible for finance, which is also all kind of investor relations and so on, which is not as relevant to the students of biotech. These three are perhaps the most relevant. So there would be departments of operations, which is often, especially in big companies where you have all this manufacturing and logistics and administration. You have quality management, which is very, very important because this is somewhat overlapping with R&D, but this is not R&D because once something is developed, it has to pass the quality test in order for it to be able to be sold so that we know that, okay, what we're producing is really a quality product. So all of these departments, they are responsible for managing the quality of the product. A lot of scientific work is involved because there's something like analytical chemistry. You also run experiments, but you make sure that everything that you're testing is within controls. So again, this is something scientific, but we won't focus on it today. So what I want to focus on is this department of marketing and sales. And and within this department of marketing and sales, there are different kind of subdivisions, let's call them. And it's important, this is not hierarchical. So the fact that these are displayed one above the other, it doesn't mean that marketing is more important than sales and so on. So these all are kind of equal importance, and we will touch upon all of these today. And I will try to explain you what it is that marketing and sales are actually doing. And is it the same department? Is it different? What kind of jobs are out there? And who might like the kind of jobs that exist in this field?